or just a bunch of nerds who are thirsty for some sweet, sweet D&D. I'm a first-time DM, and my adventurers are brand new, so this is our Real Play 5e D&D podcast. Expect some ridiculous voice acting, like the worst, and some really awesome moments, and some really interesting moments, and just friends having fun together. This is our story, as it is much yours, so welcome. Welcome to Saving Arcana. Hey, what's up, you guys? You didn't even do it!
I clapped.
Luis!
Hey, what's up, you guys?
This is episode
Hey, what's up, you
11.
guys?
I'm keeping it. We're going right in. So last time, Voquis, you were trying to get a hold of Nathaniel. You were going to the room. He winked at you and he smiled. That was the ending of you. Elrick, you were looking for Tia in her room. Avalot, you were changing over from the bunks, or to the bunks from the inn. And that is where we left off. We are going to pick up exactly from that moment. So, first up, who would like to go first? Because you guys are all happening at the same time.
I'll go first.
Avalot's up first. All right. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna put my armor on.
Okay. Give me. How is this like?
Give me a
Looking in the
strength
window,
check.
like watching yourself as you put on the straps? And are you happy with the gear?
So I'm like looking at the gear, like super stoked that I got it, and there is one more thing I want to do.
Okay. What do you got?
So I sit there looking at the armor and then looking at my sword, and recalling how I almost lost this, one connection to my family and everything that I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I decide that I'm gonna leave it here in protection.
Okay.
Because I don't want to risk it.
Okay.
I will check in. I will come back and check in with it when we leave for adventure, and I'll take it with me. But I'm not gonna actively use it anymore, as that's really what caused the kid, to take it away.
So you're just gonna keep it on your hilt, or are you gonna leave it at your bunk?
I'm gonna leave it at my bunk while I'm at Waterdeep, because there's thieves around.
Yeah.
Especially after being exposed to our fellow junkie, I realized that the type of crime in this city.
Sure. No, that makes sense. So you need a weapon.
But going forward, I'm gonna keep it with me because it's like my connection, and more as like looking for the symbol to say, am I doing good? Am I not doing good?
Sure.
Am I on the path to redemption or not?
Yeah.
Because if you recall, right now it's stone color.
Yep.
But at the same time, I don't want to lose. So I'm gonna go back to the guy and see
The blacksmith.
And
Okay.
see what he can make for me. But
Sure.
We can. Somebody else.
Oh yeah. Let's get everybody, and then we'll come back to that. Elrick, what would you like to do?
So, I went to Tia's room to search for clues.
Yep. Go ahead and give me investigation if that's where you're rifling through everything.
Tight. 22.
22.
Ooh.
Nicely done. You are looking high and low. You're looking underneath. Try and keep your head close to the ground. Trying to look for like scraps of paper. And you go through the different drawers. She has a small desk and a bed. And in the right drawer, there is not so much a note for anyone particular, but it's some thoughts written down on paper. And what you can surmise from it with a 22 is that she is angry at what was happening, the fact that Tia's gone, and Nathaniel evidently is kind of careless about it. And so from the note, some of her wording says, I'll just have to do this on my own. And from there's some doodles, some angry eyes, some funny little faces, and a small picture in the bottom right that looks like the world tree that you saw of her when you were in the Eve. That's about all that you find. There's no clues to where she is gone yet that you've found in the room.
Okay. What time is it?
For you guys, this is about midday.
Midday.
As I remember, you guys were coming back. You were in jail. It was morning. He went to go see it. I would say it's about 1 p.m. right now.
I will take a few hours to ask around the guild hall to see if anyone saw or heard anything else that might give me clear instructions rather than just east.
If you remember, the one person that gave you a tidbit of information was the little gnome.
The runner, right? Or was it...
the runner sorry, you are correct. The runner gave you the information out by the gate.
About her
the
arguing
gnome,
with Nathaniel.
No one's really asked or questioned past that. If you're wanting to ask around, you just need to give me another investigation check. And then give me 2 of them, because I'm looking for a general DC. Total number.
Oh, that's bad. 14.
14. With a 14, you've been asking around. You go down to the basement, and a couple, remember, there's the tannery, there's the blacksmith that's also down there, and what seems to be setting up in another one of the corners is a tailor now. And so you start asking around, there's a couple new faces, and some of the tier 2 started showing back up the last day that you have never seen before. They've been out on missions, things of that nature. So you start asking around, and a dragonborn cleric actually walks up. You're looking for Tia, right? I heard you say that over in the corner. Do you have any information of where she gone?
No, that's actually what I was looking for. I know a little information, but I don't know exactly where she's been.
You might want to go talk... Well, I tell you what, if there's anybody that knows anything in this town, and you're trying to find somebody, maybe ask the crazy 80 tigers.
Crazy 80 tigers.
Yeah, it's a ragtag group of ruffians, basically, but they've got eyes and ears all throughout the city. If you can find them, they probably know where people are heading. So, I'm worried about her as well. So if you hear anything, let Nathaniel know, let me know, and we'll help.
What was your name?
My name? Tegan. Tegan Goldrudder.
I'd love to talk to you later.
Absolutely. And he turns and walks his way back to the same room that you guys have been now staying in, and he's got a bunk in the far back right. Cool. So, moving around from there, is there anything else that you particularly want to do? You still want to continue asking around, trying to get some more information?
Yeah, I'm going to change my focus to finding these crazy 80 tigers.
Okay. Voquis!
Right where we left off.
Yeah, so you knocked, you walked in, he turned in his chair, he saw you, he winked and smiled, and that's where we left off.
I need to talk to you right now.
Why don't you just go ahead and take a seat, calm down. I'm glad that you put some clothing on. You know you can't walk around looking like that when you're a part of this guild, right?
Sorry, you ran away, and I needed to talk to you really bad.
Oh, I can tell. That's why I was avoiding you. Especially when I was picking a prime apple. And I look over, and there you were, half naked, still showing that you're part of my guild. You can't be walking around like we have a reputation.
It won't happen again. I shut the door behind me.
I hope not.
Now, about these drugs.
You do know that you should be very careful when you say that. You were just in jail, and I had to pay roughly 4 weeks of your money to get you out.
Someone's paying any money.
When I was talking to Dorothil, these dealers have his wife and children.
Yeah, that's pretty common here. When they go into life and start taking money from the loan sharks, they don't have anything else to put up. So they don't know that when they start taking these large sums of money, that they'll just take their families. It's pretty common here. It's part of the world.
How do you know that Dorothil is a bad person? How do you know that he didn't just get... When we talked to him, he seemed that he just got roped into it.
Well, most of them do. Half of them have gambling debts or other reasons why they need money, startups, small businesses, making bad decisions with the wrong people. That's what loan sharks do. But in this town, there is no rest for the wicked, and if you get money from the wrong people, you're going to have to pay. The guards overlook that. The political parties understand it. It's part of this society. When you put up that money, and money is king, they'll take your family. And the only time that a family is really in danger is when that person dies. So if Dorfil dies, more than likely his family will too. or they'll put them in slavery, trying to recoup some of the money that they lost. That we have, you do know we have slaver ships at the end of the bay, right? That's part of Waterdeep. Are you kind of new to this?
I'm very, very new to this. I'm
It's
actually
surprising,
used to being on,
knowing
like,
that you're a Firbolg.
the other side of that coin.
Well,
So
even though that you're new, you're
I just thought
getting
this
a quick
place was
lesson.
different. Yeah.
Well, the world still turns. People are sold all over. Firbolg specifically, you guys work really hard. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some here now. So don't worry about the family. Try to worry about yourself. You seem to be getting yourself in a lot of trouble. And quite frankly, I won't be able to bail you out next time. I was really doing it for the guild reputation, not for you. I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you got to be willing to pay the time. I do it, but I know I'm not going to pay the time. So money really is king. You might need to earn a bit more, but you're already in my debt, so...
Can I insight check him to see if he's serious about the drugs?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give it to you at advantage. Wow.
Insight, right?
Yeah?
See some double digits.
15.
With a 15, he is absolutely being, or at least to what you can tell, he's being truthful. That he is a party partaker. Do you know anything about the ball that you have been invited to?
I know some things.
Do you know anything about the nobility of the families of the Lords of Waterdeep?
I know that the blues can't be trusted.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with you there, as most of the families can't be trusted.
Including yourself.
Sacre bleu.
I would be...
Sacre bleu, that's our headmaster. Sorry.
You should trust me as your leader, but you should learn to keep everybody at an arm's length. You've never been to a noble party, have you?
No.
I have a feeling that your eyes will be soon open to the wide world of what's really going on in the high life of the 2% of Waterdeep. Soon enough. Is there anything else?
No. As I leave, I take out a coin purse with 60 gold, drop it on his desk, and leave.
What are you saying this for?
Not saying anything?
Not saying anything, I leave.
Okay. What was the purpose of the 60?
To pay him back for what he paid to get me out of jail.
I see. Okay. So he will say, as you're leaving, that doesn't even come close to it. I guarantee you there's not platinum in there. Why don't you take the gold, because you're going to need it. Don't worry. I'm not going to hold it against you that much.
I look him in the eye, take all of the gold out of my pocket, and throw it on his desk and leave.
Looking quite stunned at this action, as it is quite aggressive.
Yes, it is very aggressive.
He's going to correct his posture.
I don't even wait for him. Like, I'm out of there.
Yep, and the guard will, before you get to the door, will open the door and say, yeah, everything okay in here?
Absolutely not.
And he will say, yeah, let her pass. Just kind of with a big sigh. Anything that you want to do?
I would like to cry.
Okay. Don't have to roll for crying.
Alright, I'm gonna roll to cry.
And
Eyeball.
Eyeball.
so I'm leaving there with tears streaming down my face.
Okay.
And I want to go to the marketplace.
Avalot, back to you. What do you want to do specifically? You going back to the blacksmith?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back to him. I return and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm back. I didn't think I'd be back this quick, but
Welcome back.
I told him the story. I was like, well, you see, from one weapon aficionado to another, I have this family sword that I almost lost when in my last mission. So I was wondering if you had anything that I could, purchase, or what do you have that I could buy?
So
I'm looking for if you have any particularly accurate swords, that would be great. What do you have in stock?
Oh, we got quite a bit of stuff. And he takes his arm and points to the right wall. And I've got all of these at the ready. I'm smelting a few new swords now. What are you looking for? A one hand, a two hand?
If you had a one hand longsword, or
one hand longsword.
I would even do probably a one handed axe, but preferably longsword.
Yeah. Go ahead and look. Are you dying? Oh,
sorry.
Little something in your throat there. Yeah, down to the bottom right, the bottom of the rack, you're gonna find all my one-handed. The one that's on the wall, that's a +2, but it's pretty steep.
I can't pay.
I can't pay.
Well, what's your budget?
Anything from about 200 to 500.
Yeah, so he lays out 3 of the swords on the table, and he's got a cloth down, and the first one, very silver in the hilt. The second one has a skull on the bottom of the hilt, and the third one actually looks like bones. These were all brought in by different people. They found them in different parts of the world. I sharpened them, cleaned them up, and my brother, he put some magical traits on each of them. Any of these catch your eye?
So yeah, I mean, they all do. So what are they? Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah.
That bone one's a little gnarly, but I mean, don't bother me, man. I'm already pretty, messed up enough.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. Any 3 of these, I'll sell you for 200 gold. That sounds like a good deal to me. But to tell you about what each of them do, the first one, the bone one specifically, it is a solid +1, just to attack and to hit. This one here that has the skull, it actually has a chance to do necrotic damage. It's a 1d6 necrotic, and it's purely by chance, which you will roll for the chance each time. And the third, this one's a little bit of my favorite. It's got a property where if you stab somebody, it'll do a little extra, if you know what I'm saying. And he takes it up and he puts it in the sunlight, and it shows really, really shiny. More so than the blade that you've ever seen. It somewhat looks like Talon's blade. I coated this with silver just last week. Makes a nice shine for it. But that one is also +1, but it's also coated with silver.
Okay.
It's really up to you. If any 3 of these look like a good fit for you, maybe hold it, swing it around a couple times, see if it's a good weight.
Okay. So I immediately go for the silver one.
Sure.
Because the other one's, the bone is just too gnarly. I take it feels good. I kind of swing around with it like, yeah, this will do great.
It looks good on you. And he brings the hilt over. Is that a good sale?
Yeah, that'll do.
Puts out his hand. He has the hilt in the right hand. He puts out his hand for the gold sack as well.
So I hand them the sack.
Nice. All right. And so what you gain is a silver-laced sword with a +1 trait. It is extremely silver, all the way from the blade all to the bottom of the hilt. And in the blade, it looks elven. The actual ornate hilt itself looks like it was elven made. Is there anything else I could get you?
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Fantastic. All right, well, good luck to you. And if you got any more else, anything that you need, just let me know.
Great.
And back to Elrick. What do you got, buddy?
So I'm going to look around town and ask around town discreetly about the crazy 80 tigers.
Sure. So you find yourself walking down alleyways, asking these different types of vagrants, hoping that since they are of the alleyway in general, that you could find somebody that knows anything, and you keep striking out. Go ahead and give me a general investigation check. And as you're talking to these other people, you find yourself in a couple different bars, and people mumble some things because they've seen you before, but you're still a spectacle. So they're not really talking about what you're looking for, but more or less talking about you. You make your way to another inn. You didn't even bother to look up to see what inn. You're just kind of getting tired as the day's passing along, and you start asking around the different tables politely, as Elrick does, but what was your roll?
17.
17. As you come into the room, and you see there is 4 tables to the right side. It's not a loud bar by any means, but there's plenty of people in this bar to keep a nice low roar. You walk up to each of the tables, you're asking around, saying these words, and one of the guys, a human at the second table says, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down there, man. You don't just go around asking for the crazy 80 tigers. Like you just asking anyone. That'll get you killed. Do you know anything about them? They're pretty scary.
No, but I heard they have some information or they might have some information.
Oh.
And so it's kind of, I need to find some of them.
I might be able to help you out with that. For a fee, of course.
What are we talking?
Looks around a bit. Why don't you come back to this small table in the back and we'll talk some more. Do you follow him back?
I follow him back.
Great. So he actually takes you back through this cloth half door, pulls back the cloth a bit, and it is a back room. It seems to be some gambling, some unsortly types of people back here. Weapons are on a table to your right. You see some weapons you've never seen before, but all swords and weapons are checked at that door, and a bruiser type walks up to you. Put your weapon on the table.
I reach behind me and take out my scimitar and set it on the table.
And the staff.
The staff doesn't do anything, though. It's just a
And
walking
the staff.
Fine.
You put both on the table.
I
And
set the massive staff on the table. And
it makes
hangs
everything
it.
shake a bit. Put your arms up, please. And he frisks you over just to make sure there's nothing.
Stop it.
Ooh.
Stop.
He does kind of rub the fur a little too long, and then he pulls his hands away. As you were making it back with the first gentleman, you do notice that he didn't have to put anything on the table. And he still has his weapons. So as you're walking back, he takes you to a rounded table, plush seats, and you take a seat. Is there anything you would like to do as you're taking a seat?
No. I just take a seat right next to him.
Sure. And
Sitting up nice and straight, so I'm towering over him.
Oh yeah, and he leans in and motions for you to lean in closer.
Ow, my neck.
So, the crazy 80 tigers, they like their privacy. Who am I
makes sense.
kidding? I like my privacy too. But if you're going to find them, you're going to have to give them something of enticement to get them to come out of the shadows. What are you willing to give for some information?
Well, I have a little bit of gold on me. I know.
His eyes kind of widen a bit.
I know spies like money.
I do love money. How does 15 gold sound to you?
Sure. Or if you'd like, have some Dryad's Kiss. I don't know if you're the drinking type.
I don't partake of that when I'm on the job.
Fair enough.
If you don't mind, I'll take my payment up front.
I give him 15 gold.
Slide the 15 gold over to him. Counts it real quick in his hand. Puts it in his pocket. Leans forward. Stay here. Gets up. Walks to the back of the room where another table there are 4 gnomes. He whispers into one of the gnomes' ears. He pokes his head around. You see a purple mohawk. Pokes his head back, and that purple mohawked looking gnome jumps down from the chair, walks over, pops up in the seat, his nose barely touching the top of the table, looking up at you. What can I get you?
What's your name, little buddy?
I don't do names.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What are you trying to look for?
I was wondering, do you have any information on Tia?
Information's gonna cost you.
How much?
15 gold.
See, I just gave that guy 15 gold.
Yeah, but he's not a part of the crazy 80.
Is
I
he?
am. What's it gonna be?
I hand him 15 gold.
Thanks. Jumps down. Goes back over to the table. Second gnome. This one with a pink mohawk. Pops down from his chair. Comes over to you. Now that you've paid the fees, now we can talk. What do you need to know?
I'm wondering if anyone has seen her recently, like her last whereabouts. I know she went east.
She who?
Tia.
The Genasi.
The Genasi from Haven.
You know, there's only 4 Genasi in all of Waterdeep. I knew the location of all 4 of them. Tia's out of the city. We saw her leave yesterday morning. She was heading east, but that's as far as I know. We know everything that's inside the city, but outside the city, we don't venture.
Have you heard anything of why or where she might have went specifically?
I'll tell you a secret. Free.
Sure.
We keep tracks on almost everybody. But when they leave the city, that's where our jurisdiction ends. We can move freely around here. We keep eyes on pretty much everyone. But outside the city, I'm no help. But all that we know is she was heading east.
Fair enough. Thank you for your time. What was your name? Oh yeah, you guys don't do names.
None of us do names.
I'll call you
We go
Pinky.
by number. You want to
I'll
know
call
my
you
number?
Pinky. Sure, what's your number?
77.
77 Pinky.
If that's it, I'm going to get back to drinking.
You want some Dryad's Kiss?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't drink from the skin of another creature.
Fair. And
All right.
I get up.
He hops down. See yourself out.
I get up and leave.
Okay.
Take my staff and my scimitar as I walk
Yep.
out.
He's just not gonna really say anything. I had a phrase for the bodyguard, but he's just gonna look at you as you walk out. No big deal. Nothing happened. Anything else that you would like to do?
No. Go back to Haven.
Okay. Voquis, back to you.
So on my way out, and to the marketplace, I would like to disguise myself.
Okay.
Put on my hood, disguise myself as a male half-elf.
All right. Done.
And go find Archibald.
Okay. Archibald. Sure. You probably have to ask around if you were going to do that. You can go back to the same area that you got that training. You may or may not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do you want to?
Go. That's where I want to go, to like that place where I got that training, that weird like basement-y place thing.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
where I want to go.
You've already been there twice, so it takes you about 4 minutes to walk your way there. A couple through the alleys. You make your way to that door. The door is closed as it was the previous time. What would you like to do?
Knock.
Sure. No noise as you knock. Nothing on the inside.
So then I'm gonna say, Archibald, I need to talk to you, please.
What's it about?
I need some.
You hear through the door.
I need some advice.
Oh, well, that's surprising, and you've learned to knock. That's nice. Yeah, just give me a moment. He unlocks the door. You hear a bunch of locks, kind of some movement, a couple chains. Opens the door. He's in the darkness. Come in.
Okay, I go in.
So it's the same room as before. You have stairs leading down into a darker basement with a couple pillars down there, and he follows you down. There are 2 chairs just in the center.
Okay.
Go ahead and take a seat. Tell me what's in your mind.
So I sit down and I tell him about the drugs. And I tell him about the gambling.
Okay.
And about the gems that I have.
You just generalizing everything?
Yeah, just because it'll take a long time to describe everything.
Goodness. Well, you have, quite frankly, been around. That is, you went to jail? The drugs? Not surprising. What do you need from me?
I would like you to accompany me somewhere.
Okay, but where?
To the marketplace. I have something I need to do that I don't want to do alone.
I can't leave here today. And this is the first time that he's come out of the shadows, and he is in his black leather form, not his high elf form.
Like drow.
Yep.
Okay.
And he pokes his head out. There's a little bit of sunlight that you can see, and it sizzles on his cheek, and he pulls his head back. Can't be in the sun today. And I can't change back. I have to wait. So, I'm not going outside. I'm sorry.
Then I talked to him about Nathaniel. And about what happened, and about what I did.
I want to fight him.
With you telling all of this information, he's going to cock his head a little bit and just say, I'm glad you stood up to him. Sometimes nobility can only see past their nose. And that's always pointing to the sky.
I feel really guilty about it now. I just couldn't control myself because it felt like he was looking right down his nose at me. And he has no idea what it's like to be on the other side of that boat as a slave in there. And the only other person that I thought that would have any idea close to what I'm feeling right now is you.
Well, I was never a slave, but I can be sympathetic with being an outcast. As that is pointing at his own body.
Yeah.
That is me. That is my race. But what you shouldn't feel is hatred. Teaching you to be patient. Knowing when to strike and how to strike. And with that, he's going to fling a dagger past your face.
Okay.
And unless you are trying to grab it for any reason, it's up to you.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll try and grab it.
Dexterity. Check. No save, just check.
I'm going to use my inspiration and re-roll that.
Okay, go for it. No better.
It was a little bit better. Dexterity. Oh Lord.
Just your modifier, that's all it is.
7.
7. With a 7, he, with quick lightning reflexes, throws a dagger right next to your face, and it causes your hair to, with the breeze as it flings so close, you have no ability to react to it as it just, cold stone goes right past. There you go. You're starting to learn to control your emotions. You need a lot of work. But the more that you train with me, the better you'll become. Nathaniel will get his in the end. It's a long time coming. As all nobility should get theirs. Most of them do not. But you need to make sure to lay in the wait, in the darkness, and know when to strike. But to never react and give them the upper hand. Controlling your emotions will be your first step of training. And with that, I have some more training myself to do. And he yawns and spreads his arms. If you would, I'm going to take a nap.
Okay, I leave.
Yeah, he gets up, curls up in the corner. As you're leaving, you hear some Z's in the background as he starts to snore away.
That's my kind of training.
So, anything else you wanting to go?
No, I'm actually going to the marketplace.
Okay, you're going to the marketplace. What do you want to do at the marketplace?
I want to go find a jeweler.
Absolutely.
Or someone to appraise my gems.
It's going to take you a while to walk around and look for it because you're not too accustomed to an actual jeweler per se. There is a basic jeweler that you've kind of passed by. You're not quite sure what they actually sell in there. It'd be somewhere you probably go to first. Yeah. It's about 3 blocks from Haven itself. So as you coming around the corner, any kind of investigation check or anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do an investigation just to see if I can find. It is a 17.
17. With a 17, that you know that is a place that will do some jewelry, but you should probably go on down 7 blocks from Haven to find a better out of this district, because if you remember, you're not in the best district of Waterdeep itself. So as you make your way, you're passing by, and you realize it's a good decision to keep on going. There's people haggling, and it seems to be some crappy jewelry. So you make your way down to a jeweler. There's no name on the sign, just a giant diamond. And it's very, very nice. And do you make your way in?
I'll go in. Yeah.
Sure. As you make your way in, there's just one person behind. It's a gnome that has a large piece of crystal that he's looking through, looking at some different jewelry, and he just kind of looks up and, What can I do for you today?
And I don't have any Haven colors on right now. Like
You're just
I'm
normal.
Disguised.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to get some gems of praise.
Well, you came to the right spot. What do you got?
So I pull out the emerald and the diamond.
Woo! Those are... don't ask questions. Yeah, and he brings out a larger...
I won them in a game of gambling.
Oh, well, congrats to you. That is
Pretty
a
proud
lot
of
of
myself.
money. You got a hot hand. So he's going to pull out a larger looking glass than he was looking before, and if you hand him the diamonds, he's going to look under and, well, these are about as nice as I've ever seen. Are you looking to sell?
I'm looking to sell and also to potentially make a piece of jewelry.
Okay. Well, for the emerald and the diamond, the emerald, it's you're looking at probably around 3,000 gold pieces for that piece of emerald. Now, it'd be hard to find somebody to actually pay that here, but it's possible. The diamond, I'd say roughly about 1,000, maybe 1,100 if you're really good. Well, which one of these are you trying to make into a piece of jewelry?
The diamond.
Well, I can do that here in the shop if that's what, but it's depending on what you're trying to get made, will depend.
I would like an exquisite ring.
Exquisite ring.
For the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Okay, well, there's some different pendants over here if you'd like to choose one, and the going price for cutting this will probably, well, to be honest, this is a pretty big piece. It'll probably run you about 200 gold, and then the price of the pendant, so depending on which pendant you want, probably say about 350 to get this piece made for you.
Okay.
I could take that out of the price of the emerald and give you an asking price if you'd like.
That would be awesome.
Sure.
Yes.
Let me look over some numbers, and he's going to pull out a book and go through some things and do some small calculations, and I'd be willing to actually, with all that done, all the work done, and then I'll give you 1,900 for the emerald.
Can we make it an even 2?
No.
Can I persuade him?
You can try.
I can try. Can I have my dice bag, please?
What'd you roll, Voquis?
A natural 1.
Natural 1. With a natural 1, he goes, no.
So I take it, yeah.
Okay.
Because I need this ring.
Yeah, it's going to take me about, well, let's see here. Let's see, back order, and he's pull out some more paper. It's going to take me about 9 days. I got a big, couple big jobs for an upcoming ball and some other things that take precedence since they came in. First come, first serve.
Oh, I completely understand.
Yeah, 8 or 9 days. I should have this done, and just stop back by. And do you want your money now, or do you want the money when you come back to pick it up?
The money now, please.
Sure. And he's gonna hop down from his high chair and go grab some gold from the back and bring it out and lay down a big bag and just say, you can count if you want, but it's all there, 1,900.
Okay. I'm just gonna take it. And leave.
Sure. And he's gonna take both of that. It's a pleasure doing business. Anytime you got any more diamonds, come on back.
And what was your name?
My name is Anlo.
Anlo?
And this is the diamond shop. Hence why there's a diamond out front. It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
If there's
Yeah.
no real questions there.
Okay, jewelers.
Great. All right, well, thanks. Y'all get.
Come on, yeah.
No,
I
I'm
leave.
Okay. And with that, you have 1,900 gold from the emerald,
Now I have
and
money.
Hold on my stuff in the barracks, and I'm just kind of training with the new sword to get used to the way.
sure. The training, are you actually doing a training dummy?
Yeah.
There's 3 training dummies in the courtyard out front of the Haven building, not outside of the actual gates.
Right.
So
I'll be right there.
where you were doing the training
Right.
before. Okay. Elrick, what are you doing as you're coming back? Since it's been a couple hours.
As I come back, she's training, right?
Yep.
I see Ava training. I approach her and watch silently for a few minutes.
Awkward.
I'm kind of looking like, can I help you?
And then I didn't want to interrupt you while you're in the zone, so my tutor, her name is Tia. She means a lot to me because she taught me a lot. She's missing, and I was wondering if you'd help me find her.
Sure. Do you know which way she went?
She went east. She was looking for Tilda. You remember the front?
We
The
literally
front.
just came from there. I'm surprised we didn't see anything. Do you think there's a chance she would have gotten stuck where you guys got stuck?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see her in there. It's a little late now, but once Voquis gets back, I'd like to maybe, call it a night.
For sure.
And then head out in the morning.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me, Ava. Thank you. And then I wandered to the garden again.
Sure. And as you come around to the garden, it's actually very quiet. There's no one in the garden this time. No one whipping themselves. The goblins are in their home. You see some light coming through some of the makeshift boards and walls that they've created. It's very quiet. It's around 5 p.m. It seems to be a quiet day now as the night is starting to go into evening. There's not as much bustle. So you go around back, and it's nice and quiet, and you meditate. While you're meditating, Voquis, now that you're from the shop, are you going back to Haven? What are you doing?
I'm going to go find Hilda.
Okay. Where are you wanting to look for Hilda at?
A drunken horse.
Sure. Okay. So you make it back to the drunken horse with plenty of time, and you go inside, and there's still nobody inside the drunken horse behind the counter. No Hilda, no Mom. Yep, there's a couple more patrons in there. These are the people that are also living upstairs, or just people in general. They don't really close up shop, as everyone knows that this is Haven's Inn.
Yeah.
This is their go-to. They don't mess with... The guilds have designated places and shops that are under protection of those guilds. No one messes with them, so it's kind of leaving your door unlocked. But people have to come and go, so there's just nobody behind the counter.
Yeah, so as I go in there, I take off my disguised self, so I'm Voquis again.
Sure. Do you do that before you come in?
Yeah, before I go in.
Sure.
Yeah. And I just sit at the bar, and I'm just going to wait.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Hilda.
Okay. For the brevity of time, the three of you, I'm going to fast forward, because if you're praying after prayer, do you just go to bed at the end of the night?
I'd probably go get some food, maybe a couple drinks.
Okay.
So I'd probably go to the drunken horse.
Sure. That's fine. You'll end up going. You guys walk over the drunken horse. It's probably closer than a little bit further, maybe 6:30 about this time. Make your way over. Voquis at the bar. Still no one behind the bar. And there's a couple other more patrons in there who have brought their own drinks in.
Noticing that Hilda isn't still there, or still isn't there, I mentioned that to the group. They're like, that's interesting. I think Hilda would be here by now.
Oh yeah, you're right. You weren't here this morning when we got here. I wonder if they happened. I wonder if they're disappeared just like your boss or trainer.
What?
Yeah, Tia's missing my mentor, my tutor, and we're gonna go look for her tomorrow.
Oh no.
And so,
as you guys are having this wonderful conversation, more patrons come into the bar. Some of them leave. A gruff man, large in stature. He's a human from what you can see as a half glance as people coming through the door does take your vision from each other to kind of glance over. Just using your passive perceptions for that. It's a very stout, it's like a lumberjack, huge muscles, like bodybuilder kind of level human. And he comes in and he's got overall type clothing on, really dirty shirts. There's a couple of them behind, but he's obviously the largest. And he just kind of looks over at the bar at you guys and, no Hilda?
We're like, no, she's been gone since this morning.
I should have been back already. I was just talking to him a couple hours ago.
Wait, a couple hours? Where did they go?
What do you mean? They were talking to all of us. You guys looking for them? I'm sure they're down the road.
Yeah.
They're walking around.
Yeah, I haven't seen them at all.
Yeah, they came over to our shop looking for contractors because evidently there's some work to be done to this place and they want to add on. They came over to sign some paperwork. They should be back here. I'd say. I expect them to be back already, but obviously they're not back yet.
Which way is your shop?
Oh, just down the road. About 8 blocks up north.
North, huh? At least in that same direction.
yeah, that's good.
We just came over here to get some beer. We're just probably sit here and wait. What?
Feel free to sit with us and wait. I mean, we can wait a little bit, but I think if they don't show up soon, we might go look for them. We used to live upstairs here, so we have quite a relationship with them.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Yeah, me and my brother, we were contracted kind of looking around at the place, looking to upgrade the rafters and a couple of the rooms upstairs, some renovations. They want to add possibly a third floor. Honestly, that seems crazy to me, but they want to do it. They're going to pay me to do it. I'm going to do it. And they said, hey, come on down and drink for free tonight and make your decision tomorrow. I'm not going to pass up on free beer. Who would do that?
No one.
So, yeah. We're just, hey, brother, come on over here. And this smaller human's going to come over and stand by you guys and just kind of chit-chat for a while. About an hour goes by, unless there's anything particular you guys want to ask them. About an hour goes by, and Hilda and her mom come through the door. They've got some bags on. They've got a bunch of scrolls and a couple things around the back. Hilda specifically has a scroll container. If you've ever seen them, it's a large leather strap that goes across your chest, and it looks like a tube of some sort. And they look exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And Hilda comes in and sees everybody kind of waiting, and she just... just give me a few minutes if you would. We're going to put stuff down and then I'll come back and we'll get some beers.
Do you need any help, Hilda?
No, it's all right. It's just been a long day. You know how it goes.
I get up and help her anyway.
There's really nothing to help them with. I mean, all of her
Carry
stuff
stuff.
is on them, and they're not carrying anything. It's just lots of papers.
I'm not.
Lots
Just
of
kidding, I'm a
papers
string bean.
around her sash. That's pretty much it. And they just look visibly exhausted. So they make their way back. There is a back door on the back. When you come in, the back left wall, there is a door that goes into their chambers. And so they go back, and they've been gone for a while, and they come out looking much cleaner and a little bit happier. And she pulled her hair back. Hilda and Mom just kind of goes right back to that same spot, crosses her arms, leans against it, looks over at you guys, and at you, Elrick, specifically, and smiles. And just kind of nods. Just goes right back to a scowl.
Give her a wink.
Right back to a scowl, and then just looking out at the rest of them. Hilda comes back behind and starts filling cups like crazy because she promised a lot of beer, and she's filling up all these cups and starts dishing them out to different people. First round's on me, guys. First round's on me. Fills up 2 more. Here's some extras. Looks like you've had a hard day. And you've got 3 beers in front of you, and everybody else is getting free beer. And so what have you guys been up to?
And I look at it like, well, it's been quite a lot. We got quite a lot. And I think Voquis here ended up having an even extra fun time.
Oh. I'm going to have to hear about that.
You absolutely will.
All right. Well, I tell you what, if you got the gold, I've got the ale. Let's drink tonight. I heard you guys are finally getting kicked out of my upstairs, and it's just in time because we are about to renovate, and everyone's got to get out top. Congratulations on getting tier 2.
Wait, we're getting kicked out? We can't stay here?
Yeah, no, I'm getting renovated. You guys can't stay while the rooms are getting renovated. So if you could have all your stuff out tonight.
I already moved my stuff.
Oh, that'd be great. They're going to start tomorrow as long as these guys, signed the paperwork. They drove a really hard bargain. But yeah, if you guys could move your stuff out tonight, that'd be great. And then, let's drink.
I slide 15 gold to her. Be like, I just want 1 more beer and the rest is for you.
Big spender. Well, thank you. The mom looks over, looks at the gold, sees that she's pouring just 1 more beer, and just kind of gives a... holds up a finger as to note that give him 1 more, that kind of notion. So she turns back around, fills up. Mama said.
Well, you know what Mama said. You gotta always do what Mama said.
She takes the gold and puts it back in the familiar box that she puts all the gold in behind the counter. And she, as long as you guys keep feeding her gold, she'll keep giving you guys ale. Is there any kind of food I'd have to go make it. My cook's off today. We didn't think we'd really be open today at all. I was kind of trying to close the place and get everybody out and do the renovations, so I gave them the next couple days off. But if you guys want some food, I'll go rummage up.
No, you're
something.
fine. You're fine. I've already eaten.
She puts out some like pretzel-y things, like
I'll
normal
munch on
bar
those.
food, you know.
Chunks of
And
bread.
this place is starting to get kind of rowdy. More people are coming in now that they know that it's open for business, and she's pouring. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you guys are drinking and being merry?
Just kind of hanging out. I'm not gonna have too many because I've been working out, and then I'm gonna go take a shower and sleep.
Okay.
I want to talk to Hilda.
Okay. Go
While
ahead.
she does that, I'm gonna go to the potty.
Hilda, I have some great news for you.
What's up?
So we found ourselves in a very interesting place. Corner of the Four Plates. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Never heard of it.
It's in a different plane, actually.
What?
And yeah, it's a really long story.
Did you
And
take some of my flyers?
I absolutely did, and they took them, and I hung them up, and now everyone's gonna come here.
She's got a big smile on her face. Well, I've never been to another plane or another continent, for that matter. So thank you.
Yeah, I take out the tankard, like the.
The etched
I
tankard.
went to corner of the plains, and all I got was this lousy mug.
Yep.
And show it to her.
She's gonna take it and, wow, this is incredible. Do you want me to use that for your glass for tonight?
I just wanted you to see it so that you know where
thanks.
your flyer is and everything. And
Well, I appreciate it. You're doing exactly what I asked, and thank you.
yeah. And how have you been?
Good, just busy, you know, we finally saved up enough money to hopefully upgrade the inn a bit, putting up hopefully a third level. More people can stay here, larger size, upgrade the interior. It'll be a brand new joint.
That's awesome.
Well, unless there's something else, I got, hey, can I get another drink over here? I got some more people to...
Yeah, and I mean, I guess, like, as she's helping, like, all the other people, I'll, like, fill her in on, like, all the details of, like, oh, I went gambling, and, like, there was this, like, weird person, and,
Do you
like,
tell her
all
about the
that.
drugs?
No.
I'm gonna tell her.
Okay.
Rude.
You would, Karen.
Karen.
Don't be
Okay,
After
so...
I finish my second beer and halfway through my third beer, I totally remember, and I pull out the little vial of the beer that I had in the four corner plates,
Yep.
and I hand it to Hilda. I'm like, oh, that totally reminds me, like, that place that me and Voquis were in. They had this beer, and you need to try it and see if you can make it, because it's delicious and minty and chocolatey.
So Hilda's going to take the vial from, and the mother's gaze does kind of look over, see what's happening. She's heard most of this conversation. And Hilda looks over at the mom. Mom gives a nod, and Hilda smells the vial and takes a small sip of it. A big smile across her face. This is really good. I don't know if I can make this.
I think you can. I have
don't
faith
have-
in you.
I taste chocolate, but I don't have the ability to get chocolate.
Where can I get you chocolate? I want you to be able to.
I have no idea.
Jolt.
But I tell you what, if you find yourself back at that place ever again, bring me back a small keg, and I'll pay you handsomely for that
Okay.
beer.
Okay.
And we'll put it over here, and we'll call it the Elrick beer.
Sweet.
We won't tell
Always
them
wanted
that's from
something
somewhere
named
else.
after me.
And we'll sell it, and I'm sure it'll go pretty fast, but I will pay you a pretty penny for it. Because other plain beer, I mean, people have heard beer from other continents, but who's ever heard of beer coming and being transported from another plane? If you could bring me as much as you can, I'd pay you for that. So
I give her an ear nod.
she is asking you, can I go ahead and drink the rest, or do you want it back? She
I brought that
chugs
for
a
you.
little bit of it and takes it over to the mom. The mom sips it, and a bit of a smile comes across her face, and she hands it back, and looks like you have yourself a new venture.
I give them both a wink. Good old charming Elric
Good
wink.
old charmer. It's your boy T Money. Anything else you guys want to do?
Big Daddy T.
As this is finishing up every Daddy T.
Big Daddy T.
No.
No, I'm
You good? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
I
Going
guess I
to
have
the
to-
barracks.
I guess I have to grab my stuff from upstairs and
Yeah.
Maybe you
leave.
should have moved it earlier.
I didn't want to leave.
So you grab your stuff, you start transporting everything back. Do you just stay in the barracks? You go back for more drinks as the night goes on, or
Well, I mean, I'm gonna stay and drink with them,
okay?
and not like crazy like I did last
Sure.
time, but like I'm gonna stay and
Just be merry.
be merry
Sure.
until they're like, you really got to get your stuff out of here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So you remember that this place closes down somewhere around midnight-ish. Around 10,
Closes.
they do ask, Hilda will ask you to go ahead and get your stuff out as they're trying to clear out the rooms for the night so construction can start tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you all three could give me a perception check, please.
Not that one.
Got a 19.
19's good.
I'm rolling like crap today.
12.
11.
19, 12, 11. Okay, good. You do see, as you guys have been merry going throughout the night, that the contractors are actually signing paperwork that's given from the mother. They seem to be finalizing the deal. Some gold was transferred over in a small sack. Happiness, generally, and some more beer was brought out. But the mother is the one that signed it. You never saw Hilda sign anything of that nature. That's what you were checking for. As the night goes on, you end up getting your stuff taken back over to the barracks. Do you go back and drink and be ready? You guys
Yeah.
probably, when you go back over to the barracks, you probably stay for the night.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when I leave 50 gold on the counter.
Jesus
As I
Christ.
leave.
Okay.
Can I come back and grab that? I'm gone.
You guys are leaving together. All three of you would be leaving together. Unless...
No, I'm
they're-
staying as late as possible.
So, okay, then they've
I
gone
love
back to,
Hilda.
and then you stay with Hilda, and you leave her 50 gold, and she
Stand by
is
love,
going to
Voquis.
need...
You cannot buy love.
You're making me
I
look
can
like a
tr-
cheap.
I can
trick.
try.
You can buy.
Hilda does not see the gold as you leave. She is too busy closing up.
Some charity.
So, you do not notice unless you want to roll for it. Not
Perception.
Perception,
15.
thank you. 15. You see that no one's really looking at it and that she does not see it there, that you dropped off something and she's been too busy.
Can I if I see that
Sure.
she doesn't, can I go over and be like, Hilda, there's
Yeah.
something on the bar for you.
Hilda looks over and, okay, comes over and, what is this?
It's for you guys.
Please love me.
You already paid your bill. There's no need to. And she looks in the bag and sees 50 gold and she, what is this for?
Good luck with the renovations.
Thank you. I'll put this to good use. And she takes it back behind, puts it in the box behind. Have a good night.
You too.
And you
And
make
then,
your.
after I'm out, I'm just gonna say really quietly, I love you.
So you make it back. Go to sleep. Everyone has a
Voquis cries in
wonderful
the pillow.
dream. You come up the next
Cry
day.
counter goes to 7.
And is there anything you guys would like to do as you wake up and have your long rest?
Oh, we didn't have any messed up dreams tonight?
Not tonight.
I'm just selecting a place to have a meal.
Okay.
I'm eating.
So nothing as you're waking up in general. Okay. So
Before I went to bed. Never mind. Too late. I was
as you
gonna say I
guys,
was gonna make some good berries for the next day, but I
mind
should
you,
have thought of that before.
your
Oh, we long
bunks.
rested.
Your bunks are next to each other where you guys were assigned. Elrick, you were on the top bunk or bottom bunk?
Top bunk.
Top
I
bunk.
did not want to be in the
So Elrick's on the top bunk, and underneath Elrick is Voquis,
That's
and then the
fine.
bunk next to is Ava. You have a large half orc that is top bunk above you. Just remember that. They both notice the door open and foot patter over near you, but you're the only one who doesn't turn over and look to see who it is. And you feel this breath on the back of your neck almost, and it's somebody's right there, right at your neck. What would you like to do?
I kind of looked behind me slowly.
Sure. It's the runner boy.
Oh, I was like,
And he's
hey.
right there in your like nose to face, like.
So as I say, hey, I'm gonna push him like, hey.
And right as you put your hand on his face and start to push him away, you hear, "I have a message for you."
And then my wife and her go, can you tell me the message about 2 feet back there?
He turns,
Yes,
takes
sir.
1 step behind, which means he takes a step closer to you, and turns back around. Nathaniel needs to see all 3 of you.
It's like, oh, thank
When you wake up, which is looks at all 3 of you, which is now.
Well, all right, thanks for that. And I put on my armor, put on my new sword.
Sure, and he just
I
scuttles his
back
way out.
My family's around my back. Pretty like tight around
Sure.
my armor so it doesn't fall off.
As you guys are getting ready for the day and putting on your armor, everything else, the runner comes back down, and he comes right back over to you as you're putting on clothing. And as you're strapping in, you hear this right next to you. I mean, right behind you. I have another message.
Again?
As you turn around, your elbow tightens, it clocks him a little bit as he's just too close, and he takes a step back, and Nathaniel's already gone for the day, but he left me this message, and he holds up a piece of paper. And whether or not you want to read it or not,
I'm gonna read it to myself first.
sure. The message reads, for the most part, Goodrick is still waiting. Please see him today, as my offer for discount will run out shortly.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
For the clothes.
For the clothing.
We never went
Yep.
shopping.
So I look at you guys. Okay, we gotta go get clothes, guys, before we do anything. Is that okay with if we do that? At least put our order in.
Yeah, that's
before we head
fine.
off? So at that point, I kind of like, let's go, and we head over to the shop.
Sure. The shop, you're going to have to ask around a bit where this shop is specifically, where Goodrick is. And if you want, I can just, for the brevity of time, unless you would like to roll
I
for
would love to roll.
Sure, go for it. It's kind
Natural 1.
okay. Well, you asked
Voquis gets
around,
lost and put
but
in prison.
you haven't really woken up yet, so you're kind of slurring your speech, and people are trying to stay away from you as you're just kind of scary. This Firbolg just going, trying to really not making sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
I keep my distance from her.
Association.
Don't want that associated with my race.
So you guys continue to ask around, and you start to get some information that you're looking for the All Bottom, and that's the only name that you can get from where Goodrick is, and it is about a 25-minute walk, as it is all the way on the very north side
Of course it is.
of Haven.
Okay.
Of Waterdeep.
So we walk over.
Sure. And it's a wonderful day outside. It's another day. It's starting to bustle again. The shopkeepers, you remember that they swap out for morning and afternoon. The shopkeepers have swapped out, and as you make your way through the major portion of the market, it's just lively and bustling. So you make your way to the All Bottom, and there, as you enter, if you would give me a investigation check.
Nice. 16.
16?
I got
6.
Hold on. Investigation.
Yep, investigation.
Oh, that's an 8.
These are
An
all
8?
the dice that
Okay.
are in the table today.
Then, as you open the door, give me a perception roll.
Oh, it's gonna be pass. Can I do pass? Can I do my passive?
Nope.
8.
Okay, 8 for you. Anybody else doing perception as you're walking in?
22.
I believe that's a 15. Yes.
Okay,
15.
yeah, you guys are fine. As you are coming up to the door, you notice that it's a pair of pants on the sign out front, and it just says All Bottom. You feel for the door, and the door handle itself is a pair of brass pants. You kind of have to awkwardly hold the pants and turn it as the door opens. And as you open the door, it just says, All Bottom, instead of a creaky noise. As you open the door and you walk in, and there is there is a long, gangly elf-looking fellow around the back of a what seemingly is a desk with a couple of tall privacy canvases either side, and he peers his nose above the canvas and it looks like I have a couple of people. Please come in.
So at
Please.
this point, I kind of look around like, let me do the talk. And I go up to them and like, hey,
what can I do for you?
I have my hood on. like-
Nathan sent us.
Oh, you're from Haven. Oh, that's
indeed.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's what you're seeing before we get into this. He is missing his right arm completely, and so as you're talking, he's going to come over to you, Ava, and put a piece of measuring tape, essentially string, in between his teeth and pull with his left arm and just start measuring different portions of you. Yeah, just go ahead and just tell me what you need. I'm just going to take some measurements to get it nice and tight like this. And does the arms and the legs as you're talking.
Like, well, we were invited to a ball by the Blues.
Oh, the ball!
the ball.
That's the best.
And we would like some decent clothing. I mean, I'm from a noble family, so I kind of know and I describe what I want. Very obviously,
Oh,
my house color.
you're in my house now. You don't get what you want. You get what I see.
And then I look and like, and can you help me do something for these two to make them presentable?
I will make you all beautiful by the end of the day. That is not a problem. And he keeps measuring around your waist and pulling tight and measuring in places hands should not go very quickly. 45, 32, 19. Fantastic. Who's next? How about you big burly man, you?
Sure.
Now go ahead and give me the old
watch-
T-pose. And only the one arm goes left, and this no arm goes right. Don't look at the snub, just look me in the eye, please, thank you. And just,
You watch where that mouth goes.
and for you, where the hand was the part that was going the long ways, she's going to awkwardly go the opposite ways, where she puts her mouth right where your belt is, and then takes the arm down to where the legs are, and just don't move, please. You're nice and furry. And just starts to rub his face a little bit against the fur. You're just like a big pillow. And starts
Please
doing the
don't.
rest of the arms. I will make you very handsome today. And for you, Missy, please take down that cloak. That is not a good look for you at all. You look like a child in a big burlap sack. Please, no. Oh, I see that you're a Firbolg as well. Oh, let's put out your arms.
I awkwardly T-pose.
She takes quickly with the button that's holding your cloak on, takes the cloak off. Let's go ahead and put that to the corner. That dirty old rag.
I grab it.
T-pose, please.
I grab it and like...
Sure, and you go right back to the T-pose. Fantastic. I think a wonderful dress for you will do just fine. And just pulling out different measurements of the arm, the waist, around the neck, and okay. Well, if you just
have pants.
they're not for you. No.
And I'll go up and be like, oh, you listen to her. She knows better.
Pants are for vagrants. You're going to the ball for the Cat Blue, and I'll tell you this: you won't be wearing pants.
Leggings?
Absolutely not. Garters.
What?
Well, someone's going to have to hide a few of those. Now, for each of you, if you would just give me a couple hours, and I'll have a wonderful suit for you and 2 beautiful dresses.
Dress?
And then I'm like, we'll pick him up tomorrow morning.
That will be fine.
Great.
It would be wonderful that if you could take care of something for me.
What do you need?
Well, I was going to go get my morning medicine, but if you would mind if I have to do your order and my other 3 orders, I'm not going to be able to go get my medicine. If you would, I'll tell you the place to go get it. And she takes the measurement in her mouth and points with the direction, and it points out.
She's pointing us towards Dorothil.
If you could go down to the old Brewmeister's Guild and get me my morning medicine, just tell them it's the medicine for me, and they'll be able to work it and make what I need. That is really true. I need it. If you could, that would be wonderful.
I completely understand.
I think you do. If you could, that would be great. And I'll even make the pot a little bit sweeter. Pulls out a small pouch from her side. 30 gold should cover anything that you would run into. But this is for Nathan, and he said he you guys might be able to do something for me if it's not an inconvenience.
No, not at all.
Oh, fantastic. Just
Jinx
go down to the
poked me.
docks
Oh.
and look for the old Brewmeister's Guild. It's, you find it and just tell them it's for me. And I'll have this done by the time you get back. Promise.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, go ahead. Shoo. I've got work to do.
So we leave.
Fantastic.
Go to the Brewmeister's Guild.
I'm
So
wearing
you-
my cloak again.
Yeah, absolutely. You put your cloak back on. You're going down to
Yes.
the dock district. It's back. So Haven itself is in the southern east corner in that southern east district. The docks go from the north all the way down to the south on the west side. The docks are the length of Waterdeep. So you're not quite sure where portion of the docks that you need to go talk to, but as you guys start working your way there, you start asking random people in the road and different shops, have you heard of the guild meisters? And a few of them say the guild brewmeisters, no, but the brewsters we've heard of. You could, if they said the docks, go find them. The brewmasters and the brewsters are all on the east side. I've never heard of brewmeisters before. And this is kind of the information you've been getting from different people.
Mother trucker.
And you guys can roll for, really it's going to be
Crazy.
a general investigation roll to talk to some more people, as that's what you're...
Natural 20!
Finally, a natural 20.
Natural 1.
Natural 1 and natural 20. That's fantastic. What'd you get, Elrick?
I got 11. You said investigation?
Fantastic. Okay, yeah, it's
Okay.
an investigation.
We got
So you've
11.
been talking to multiple people, and there's somebody that actually says, "Oh yeah, it's right down at the docks. You're gonna find it between two large warehouses. It's a small building-ish. There's no sign, so just ask around. It's just look for the big 14 chimneyed kind of building. There's a lot of smoke coming out of it. If you see that and you're next to it, you're really close."
That seems really bad for the environment.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's really bad. Coal, man. Gotta go green. Gotta go green. Magic, bro. It's
I
green.
wag my finger at him.
So you guys make your way down there, and you do find this warehouse area. It's more of a warehouse district, and there is one building that has 14 large stacks, and just this black smoke is billowing out. It's where all the iron's being smelted. It's just a general ironwork area. And you do come across what seems to be a small building, and small being like the size of this house, between two large warehouses. No sign. The door is black. The walls are black. More of a darkish gray. Intentionally trying to look like there's not a building there between these two large. Do you guys go on in?
We go on in.
I wait outside.
Are we gonna knock first? I've been told that we should knock at doors.
Not when it's a business.
Sure.
I wait outside.
Elric, you're outside, and both of you are going in. Elric,
Yeah.
you're outside. Ava,
And I'm like 50 feet away from this disgusting monstrosity in this city.
Okay. You want to play it that way?
Yes.
Okay. The building that's emitting is not right next to it. This is a warehouse district. You're just in the vicinity. The towers of black smoke are coming about 200 feet to your right when you're looking at the front of this building.
Okay. No, I'll just wait outside.
Okay. So you open the door, and what you are seeing is a decently large room. To your right, there is a glass half wall with some desks behind, and what seems to be a mechanical-ish machine. And when you look straight in front of you, it's just a large room, one man off on the left wall holding a great axe with nothing but this black leather. He doesn't really notice you or say anything as you come in, and there's a large teleportation circle in the middle of the room. Well, rune. I just gave that away. But it's a large rune on the ground that, as you've seen in your own teleportation circle that's inside of Malcolm's tower, this is a very similar. So you have seen this before, this type of magic.
So we go up to them and like, hey, we're here to pick up the tailor's medicine.
Oh, yeah. You see that machine on in there? Just go ahead and feed it 10 gold.
Okay, so I go up there and I feed it 10 gold.
Yeah, it's what seems to you guys, metagaming, as somewhat of a vending machine. There's mechanical clockworks and a few potion-like vials in the front. There's no dials on the side, but a large handlebar on the right that when you put in the gold pieces, a little this winding up noise begins. And what would you like to do?
Kind of wait for the medicine to come out, or is it already done?
There's been when you put the coins in, the machine is now alive and working.
So I talk to the guy like, so what is this medicine?
That's our most famous machine. It makes a random potion. People come from all over the land to come in and try their luck and see what they get.
And he's like, but the lady made it seem like it was a very specific medicine for her.
Which lady?
Goodrick Albaden?
Goodrick. Goodrick's a bit of a fanatic. Every day, 9 a.m., she comes down here. She puts her coins in. She gets her potion. She doesn't look at it. Mind you, that's kind of crazy. And drinks it and goes on her way. She calls it her medicine. You ask me, it's a bit crazy.
At that point, I'll use the other 20 to buy 2 more random potions.
As you're walking back, did you already pull the lever?
I did.
Okay. So, you pull the lever, you put in the 10 gold, the machine starts to whirl up, and what do you get?
I need new shoes.
36.
I saw it.
It picks out
With
a
my eyes.
potion, and it's green in nature, and it's got a little tag on it. And it reads, Fear Gas.
Ew.
The target must make a con save. On a failure, the target sees their greatest fear and is frightened.
I'm going to throw it at you.
I see Nathaniel.
Whatever for the second one.
Okay, you put in another 10 gold, you pull the lever, it starts to whirl up, and it... And you hear ting, 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 ting in the bottom, and you lift up the little slot, and you pull out a second potion, and what'd you roll?
45.
45.
More fear gas.
And this one is blue, like ice blue, and it's cold to touch as you pull it out, and it's got a cork in it, and a little tag on it says dry ice. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 cold damage. Do you want to use the last 30 gold or the last 10 gold from the pouch? Because you basically just used 20 of the pouch gold.
Okay, so the first, I'll use the last 10.
Okay.
Choose which one I give to him.
Okay. You put another 10 gold in, you pull the lever.
62.
62.
Big 62.
62.
Should give her the fear gas, Ron.
62. This is ooze armor on it. And what it actually has a very green tint, but it looks like, have you ever put water in with oil purely as it's swirling around, purely green, really viscous. It applies a living ooze to the target, and then the target acts as gooey. The suit of armor gains 4 plus the intelligence mod as temporary HP. Most of these have a time limit frame. Damage is damage, but the ones that don't give a time limit, it's for full 24 hours.
Okay.
So these are the 3, and as the third one comes out, the machine, the lights on it, and any kind of magical energy that you felt for, and the whole thing kind of settles a bit, and you hear the guy go back there. Yeah, it's done for now. Like, you're gonna have to come back later. I'm gonna have to get some more charges for it.
I wanted to do it.
It only takes me about 10 minutes. If you want to wait, you can.
I'll wait.
Okay. And then, you want me to go get the charges now?
Yes, please.
All right. And turns
getting
and
antsy
walks
outside.
to the back of the room. There is one single door in the back of the room. And as he's walking in the back of the door, all of a sudden, the portal begins to activate, is the best term that I can possibly give for that. It begins to swirl with this arcane energy, lighting up all the runes, and it begins to create this magical force that you can tell it's probably activating at this point. And a portal opens, and 2 gentlemen come out, and those 2 gentlemen are dressed just like him, and they step through the portal, and the portal goes back to nothingness, and the arcane runes stop and they're, hey, Jimmy, how's it going? And he's, hey, guys, hey, we got some customers over. Oh, hey, and they kind of just like wave to you. Hey, no problem.
Hey!
Yeah. Hey,
What are
let's
you
go.
talking
Hey, this is pretty
about?
nice. Yeah. Hey, we're just gonna go, take a nap. All right, man, just have a good one. And they go through the door with him as they're going in the back room. When he closes the door, I'm gonna roll. You guys are just hanging out in there waiting?
Yep.
Okay.
I am.
I'm getting antsy outside. Gonna leave their asses soon.
I forgot that you were outside. I'm sorry. When you heard this magical teleportation circle, it's loud. So go ahead and give me a perception roll to see if you hear it activating. 13. You hear a whirring noise. You hear this magical force, basically like how you would imagine magic sounding with a loud pop. And you hear a familiar portal sound that you've heard twice before. And it's loud for you, being outside, even hearing that. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you'd like to do now that you know that you've heard that?
I poke my head inside. I'm like, what's taking so long, guys?
We're waiting on a vending machine.
Why?
This is what we're supposed to do.
A vending machine for medicine?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Crazy ass old lady. And close the door behind me.
Are you coming in?
Nancy, no.
So, as the door ends and the back door closes with the three gentlemen that walked in there, you guys are kind of in by yourselves. What seems like the kind of just one large open room, and the door pops open. Elrick pops in his head. You have this conversation. This Elrick, you now see the portal begin to activate again. And the energy begins to pulse. The same type of loud noise begins, and whoop, the portal opens, and one foot comes through, then a second foot, and then a cane, and a older man kind of pulls himself through. And as he comes through, zoop, the portal goes out, and he looks over. Yeah, well, all right. He's trying to kind of turns. He's got all of these scrolls all over his body, just kind of wrapped around on his coat, and he has about 20 potions around his waist. With your natural perception rolls, with your natural perception, you can see that none of these people have faces. They're not open. They have masks on. The leather is solid leather. It looks like a mask with two holes. You can't see their eyes, but it's blank. You can hear this older man as white hair billows around this mask, and the same type of clothing as the other, but obviously with a cane. All right. And just kind of turns and goes to the door, opens the door, goes through, and as he goes through, the first gentleman, Jimmy, that you talked to, comes through. Oh, hey, and just kind of goes on his way, closes the door, comes out. He's got this round vial with cork on either end, and it's bright blue, and it's constantly flowing. Some type of energy inside. Oh, I see you met a couple of our people. Well, quite frankly, nobody really talks around here except me. That's maybe why I'm always just watching the portal. Anyways, he goes over and he starts to pour the vial on the top. There's a bit of a metal funnel on top of the machine, and the machine kind of whirls again and goes back into a readied state. And anything you want to do, you can put more money. It's got about 3 more charges. So.
Okay, I'm gonna take 10 gold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put it in there.
Okay. Oh yeah, you go ahead and step up there. I'm just gonna. He walks back over to the wall.
84, and I just take it. Don't tell me what it is. I just take it.
And drink it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
A lot of it's a waste.
As you guys are pulling the lever, the teleportation circle begins to whirl again, and this time, as the energy begins to swirl, there's a bit of electricity along the outer runic symbols, and the portal begins to crackle, and the pod opens, and a person immediately falls through, bloody as can be, just absolutely shredded to pieces. His gear is falling. He has almost no clothing on. His mask is a bit construed around his face. Half of it's torn off. You see his mouth, and you just hear him say, Peace.